esports, there is one thing that constantly is happening, and that is change.
Now, a lot of things in the LEC have changed since last split. Obviously, rosters, OP picks and items, as well as form in summer.
So, after the first weekend's results, we needed to look at two teams who have made no roster changes, but have had a phenomenal start to the LEC.
Those two teams are the Misfits and Astralis.
So without further ado, let's prepare the worlds and load up into our team fight breakdown. Traditionally, in this series, we see team fights normally around an objective that define how a game is going / who wins. But today, we have a change up to that plan, as Astralis are in a dire situation, down 4k gold, and their team comp gets completely outscaled into the late game. They set up a 5-man dive onto the Misfits duo bot. However, Misfits seem to be aware of this play, as Magic Felix leaves the mid lane towards the bot side in full vision. The back DF away pings get dropped bot side, as well as on my way pings from presumably Hirit, who is recalling from an undefended top side of the map. Misfits are fully aware of the entire Astralis team's positions, as Orion Nocturne show up on wards on the bottom side of the map. It also indicates that Volley will also be down there to allow Nocturne to dive in, thanks to the Volley Bear's ultimate shutting off the turrets. Paranoia is cast, and this allows Nocturne to dive on in, as well as stop any of Misfits' TPs from coming in as well. However, VTO somehow manages to get his off a second after it's cast, which is amazing to me, as it is a massive clutch play in terms of this fight. Astralis looked to dive onto Ezreal with the Ori Ball placed on top of Nocturne, and he is travelling in thanks to the Paranoia. She pops the Shockwave, and luckily Ez has enough mana to use his Arcane Shift to get him away from the combo, as well as his heal to try and escape the Nocturne fear. However, Kobe does realise that he does not get enough distance away from White Knight, and as such, he uses his flash as Vander stuns down the Nocturne. Sadly for Misfits, the Archaeologist gets ran down by the Volley Bear, thanks to him burning all of the movement tools Ezreal has, and as such it's good night to Misfits ADC. From here, Astralis are split. Volley and Nocturne are sandwiched between the two bot lane turrets, and the collapsing Misfits members, as Hirit is almost in the fight, joining with VTO and Vander. Astralis manage to get out of the lane, but they head straight into the tri-bush, which is a very nasty choke point to be caught in if you are Astralis. Solar Flare plus Hijack Nocturne ult are used in tandem, as Promiscue is stunned up, but the Nocturne is the target as VTO's Kingslayer downs the Eternal Nightmare. What's more, Hirit slices through Nock and then flashes to get his second dash onto the 4 members of Astralis, stunning up the volley, allowing the Unshackled to abduct the life of the Electric Bear, who didn't even press his ultimate, to go unstoppable and gain more health and possibly not even die. Now it is time for the supporting cast of this fight to finally take center stage as Vander Zenith blades over the wall, locking down Diori, which a downtown equalizer has dropped onto all three of the Astralis' heads. Pausing right here, just look at how far back Razor travelled to be involved in this fight. Like, he even took the Herald, placed it mid, and still managed to get involved. Talk about cross-map plays. Now slowed and burning, Astralis are done in this fight as the Jinx is slain like a king. All that is left are the mid and the support of Astralis, and luckily for them, Ori sidesteps the shackles, which would have meant the quadra kill for the quadra man in this split VTO. However, there's still the Chain Warden in his sights of Misfits, and he doesn't want to give over another quadra, so he puts Silas back in jail and instead gives over his life to the Renekton, excelling Misfits from this point to 5k over Astralis, and a very dominant map state as 3 uncontested waves all crashing into Astralis' turrets. And with that, Misfits pick up their 4th win in summer and continue their very dominant start to this split. Thank you very much for joining me for this very serious, I would say, teamfight breakdown. Obviously, these two teams in the summer split are showing up considerably better than how they did in spring. And as such, you kind of have to give them credit, and it's the reason why we see this matchup highlighted for us as a match of the week. Now, with that said, I'm going to look forward to seeing where these two teams finish during the summer split. And with that, talking about finishes, let's end the video off here. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new and if you want to, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.